Oscar BEVIS, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast here at Wasserman HQ, joined by the man himself, Linus Udofia. How are we, mate?
Very well. How are you?
I'm good. Well, actually, do you know what? I'm not good because I'm going to bring this up on camera. I thought you was my boy, and then I woke up to you, I was like, yes, Linus. And you was like, hi, I'm Linus Udofia. Nice to meet you. Do you know how muggy that was?
See what happened, yeah? Right, this guy, I'm walking over, I was like, oh my God, who's this? Who's part of this? Who's this guy? What team's he on? Gone over, shook his hand, and he's like, looked at me, he's like, what are you doing? And I went, you all right? And he's like, you're taking a piss, you don't know me, it's Oscar. And I went, what have you done to your hair? Like, you look completely different. A year ago, he looked more like me than he does now. He looks like a skinny John Doherty.
Fuck off. Definitely skinny. I don't know about John Dock. I like John Dock, but I ain't going to take that one. I'm not going to lie. I'm not putting my face on camera. That is not a BEVIS move, I'm afraid. Anyway, how sick is this, by the way? Like sometimes, and I said this to Harvey Horn, when you sort of get involved in a venture, even someone as much as the swanky offices, the people about the press, you can just tell that there's a bit of substance behind it.
Oh, this is incredible. Like, you know, I've been part of big productions before. I've been part of all sorts, but this is big. This is really good. And you know, it's not like, oh, we're just gonna filter out the non-big names. You know, we're just gonna, you know, everyone's involved. Everyone's bigged up. You can see that everyone they've signed, they want. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of quality here, and I'm really honoured to be a part of it.
Yeah, is that massively important? I think it's the way the word Cali used was boutique fighters, because you can have a stable of 300 fighters and put on loads of shows, but I suppose the less fighters you got, you're not a spare part. All your fighters are main key assets, and they can focus on Linus Udofia.
Exactly that, and that's one thing that, you know, that's why when they came to us and they laid out a plan, a roadmap for us, and I thought, do you know what, they genuinely want me. So, you know, it was a no-brainer going with Wasserman all day long, and the Sky deal has just made everything. Do you know what I mean? It's changed the game. You know, that's the game changed.
Some sort of, yeah, I get what you're saying there, and I think people can get that. But people will think, right, and I said this to Bradley Rear as well. You were one of the people that jumped on one of them shows on Sky, got a big win, looked unbelievable doing it, and I think in the back of our head, everyone just went, yeah, Linus will definitely be at Matchroom. And then nothing really sort of happened, and I think people were quite taken back by that, because it was one of the best domestic wins of the year. You look sensational, and we just presumed you'd be with Matchroom.
You know, there was nothing in the forefront or even in the background before or after the fight. There was nothing said about it. You know, Hearn and Matchroom kind of speculated about me and Cash fighting. And, you know, he kind of said, oh, that would be a really good dust-up, you know. And there was nothing really more from it. And, you know, and it kind of just went cold. And, you know, we know what the game is. We know how it goes. At the end, if you work hard enough and just keep pushing, someone's going to want you, and someone, you know, that opportunity might not have been for me then, but this is now. So, you know, that's how I look at it. And I've been grafting, and, you know, October 2nd, you're going to see that.
And obviously, you say you've been grafting, you've been on sort of the small hall shows with Steve Goodwin. Is he still involved in your career in any aspect?
Yeah, he's still my manager, and I'm promoted by Wasserman. But yeah, he's you know, I mean, he's been massive. He's done my career, you know, a world of good, you know what I mean? Obviously, he's been the only person I've ever been with, but there's a reason I've been with him. I've been with him for like 6 years nearly, and, you know, he's done his job. He gets the job done. So, you know, it's my team. Everyone's just exactly where they need to be. Everything is where it needs to be. Yeah, it's perfect.
Just up there, I don't know if Calla sort of mentioned something that was meant to be a secret when he said about, was it an eliminator or something? I know the circulars come out, but there's so many fights that I lose track. Did he accidentally mention something to do with you potentially fighting for a title?
Yes, the circular come out, and it says that I've been ordered to fight Felix Cash for the British. I'm not sure, I can't remember off the top of my head when purse bids are taking place, but if everything was to happen on paper, it would take place in February next year.
So before then, you're going to make your debut under the Wasserman banner. What sort of fight can we expect next?
A 10-rounder. Against Albania number 1, 20 wins, 17 losses, Julio Veronese, and I think 20 fights, 17 wins. That's how I think. For me, 17 losses. It should be a really good fight. Kid's very, very good operator, slick, switches all the time, and yeah, it's going to be a really good fight. I want these big fights. Like I said up there, I think I'm one of the names that should come up when you're talking about a domestic scene in middleweight, and I'm not brought up a lot, so fights like these will stamp my name, and I'll be one of the first names that come up.
Yeah, because we've got that domestic crop of middleweights, the likes of Danny Dignam, Felix Cash, yourself, Bradley Rear, but then you look at someone like Chris Eubank Jr., who's perhaps above, and definitely name-wise above. He's like a household name in the UK, and you said you feel you should be mentioned alongside him talent-wise, so you've got that real self-belief that you're not just a domestically good middleweight, you are a world-level middleweight.
Oh, 100%. I believe in myself, I believe in my team, I believe in my trainer, and I believe in everything about myself and everything around me. So, and I've worked for it. It shows, I've been English champion, I'm ranked very high, and I've been on these platforms, and now this will springboard it and actually show the world and everything, and in England, why I should be mentioned. I should be on this level.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed it all goes swimmingly on the 2nd, have we got the date right, 2nd of October, and then we can see you in some absolutely massive fights, and maybe one day, a little trip back to Luton, because I feel like, I see pictures of you getting recognised. Is it Kenilworth Road? And all that, so I know you're a bit of a celeb around here, so maybe a Luton show, innit? We never know.
Listen, 100%, that's one of my end goals, that's one of my dreams, winning the British. One of them was winning the domestic title, English, I've ticked that off. The other ones, British title, fighting at Kenilworth Road, buying my mum and dad a house, and look, I've got a lot of dreams and I'm ticking them all off, and Kenilworth Road is one of them.